Morning, I go to check in with one of my favorite YouTube channels, Bud's 131. This account has been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy prohibiting content designed to harass, bully, or threaten. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Bud's 131 being taken down. For those of you who do not know who Bud's 131 YouTube channel is, or was, it's a man by the name of Don Shipley. Don Shipley is a retired Navy SEAL, and if you just Google that name right now, you will see what comes up. And he's a guy that goes around and how do you say it? People that are committing stolen valor, claiming that they are Navy SEALs or former Navy SEALs, or in the military at all. He busts these fucking assholes. Okay. Funny channel, really very entertaining, humorous at the same time. It pisses you off that people go out and do this stuff. More recently, he did a video where he caught some dickhead claiming to be a Navy SEAL, and he was, I believe, in Las Vegas trying to cash in on some free shows and whatnot for being a veteran. He had never served a day of his life in the fucking military. So yeah, you know, I have a brother-in-law who's former Air Force, and he gets discounts from time to time. And you know, he would be kind of appalled if some jackass was getting a discount that he didn't deserve. You know, because he wanted to claim to be macho man, former military when he was not. You know. So yeah, they took down Don Shipley's YouTube channel for bullying and harassment, you know. So what's the message that's being sent there? Shame on you, Google. Shame on you people who run YouTube. The message you're sending is that you guys are perfectly fine with people committing acts of stolen valor. Which is just, that's some shameful shit, man. And apparently you guys are okay with it. He wasn't bullying or harassing anybody. Wasn't threatening anybody. I know most recently he did a video about that Native American guy, where there was a story not long ago with some involving a Native American guy and some high school kids and some Trump hats. I never did get the whole story. I just don't pay attention to dumb shit like that. But he busted that asshole for saying that he was in Vietnam when he was certainly not in Vietnam. Eventually the guy responded by saying, well, what I meant was that I served in the Vietnam era. But before that, he was out telling everybody he served in Vietnam. You know, these guys who protect our freedoms, you know, it allows me to be able to come onto YouTube. Not so much YouTube, but allows me to walk out of my house and say whatever the fuck I want. They protect our freedoms and whatnot. These guys deserve our utmost respect, and really we should all do more for veterans. In my opinion, I remember being a very young kid and saying to somebody that I always believed that anybody that served in wartime should have like a pension. They shouldn't have to worry about basic financial needs for the rest of their lives, you know. And I still believe that, you know, people that are serving in wartime, they did their part. They should be able to come home and have a nice life. But anyway, Don Shipley has a website. It's called ExtremeSealExperience.com. Link in the description. All you guys should go over there. Sign up. It's $10 a month. You can get all of his YouTube content and much, much more of his content that he never released to YouTube because YouTube banned those videos. Not to mention, he and his wife are characters. They're pretty friggin' funny. And apparently there's some, she decided to have some type of cooking show, cooking video, which Don participates in from time to time. I'm imagining it's pretty funny stuff. I'm going to go over there and sign up today. It costs $10 a month, and every one of you guys should too. So it's called. Also, any of you guys that are interested in becoming Navy SEALs or getting some exercise or wanting some type of experience like that without going into the military, Don Shipley also hosts training programs, has for years, and I'm pretty sure he's still doing it, to help guys that are thinking of becoming Navy SEALs, to give them a little of training of what they will expect in Bud's class. So head on over there, man, extremesealexperience.com. And if I got that wrong, it will be right in the link in the description. So what I was originally going to talk about before all this happened was, this is a Friday bitches video, right? And it is Friday, and I've got several videos I want to get to. I want to get to a video about copyrights and publishing and being in a band and basically how you set that kind of stuff up. As well as I have a set of Galvin pickups that I've had for quite some time that I've finally got installed in one of my guitars. They were custom made for me. And I want to review those pickups as well. So we got some good content coming to the channel. If you guys missed it, go back and check out how the Hondo turned out, because it turned out to be a pretty decent guitar. I've been fooling with it since the video, and tuning is now stabilized. The neck is stable. Like I say, I don't know how long that thing sat with no strings on it. I'm glad the neck's not fucking twisted or warped. It turned out good. So yeah, if you missed that one, go check it out. I also uploaded some one hockey video featuring Bobby Probert. Bobby Probert was a phenomenal hockey player who played here in Detroit for a long time. When I was a kid, man, the Bruise Brothers, Bobby Probert and Joey Koser. Joey Koser was my favorite. Back in the day, the Wings, they couldn't win a game to save their lives, man, but every so often, about once a week, the brawl would break out. And tell you what, if you fooled with one of our players, such as Steve Yzerman, you looked behind you and you knew you had Koser or Probert, one of the Bruise Brothers, and hopefully not both of them. They were coming to fucking turn it up a notch, let you know not to fuck with the little guys, because it's not cool. It's not cool to pick on the... When you're if you're a bigger guy and this is a little guy, you don't go pick on the little guy. Pick on the guy your own size. Better yet, pick on the bigger guy. Maybe not. I've come to learn, all the really tall people and big people that I've known throughout my life, they all say it was a curse. I got a couple of my friends who are big fucking guys. I'm talking 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", one of them 6'6", the other. And he said all his life it was a curse, man, because everybody always wanted to fight him, you know, to prove themselves or whatever. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was the fucking James Comey hearing. If you guys didn't catch the hearing, go to something like C-SPAN Live or what, I don't even know. I assume C-SPAN has a website, and I'm assuming that you probably get it on demand if you have Comcast or Xfinity. Watch the actual hearing for yourself, because what the media is telling you about the hearing it's always not, it's not a representation of the hearing. It's a representation of which particular media, what they got out of it, you know. So if you watch the hearing for yourself, it was comical. I mean, this guy has, you know, he's already, you know, they knew he was lying before, and he comes in, and now he wants credibility. And the funny part of it, there were some guys that were really hammering him, and he deserved it. And but the funny part of it is there was, you know, the Democrats, several Democrats who they would try to ask him a question, and I mean, they would lay the question out for him step by step with everything they could say without saying you know, basically, I'm going to ask you this like we prepared, and your answer is going to be this, just like we prepared, you know. And he totally fucked it up and made himself look like an even bigger asshole. Not to mention, made the Democrats look up like a bunch of fucking assholes. You know, really, it's all a fucking waste of time. Now you guys are getting ready for the Mueller hearing, which there's nothing's going to... You know, they've been digging for evidence of Russian collusion since the day President Trump was elected, and they've found nothing. They found zero. And, you know, here's the big part for me, and I was thinking about this today. There are some of you out there who, you know, on the Democratic liberal side of things, who your biggest wish is to find out that this president somehow colluded with Russia, which, you know, really ends up being, you know, committing espionage of some sort. And your biggest wish in the world right now is for that to happen. And my question to you is why? Why is that you? Why do you want the United States to be that embarrassed? I mean, it's going to be embarrassing enough if they try to impeach him. And if they impeach him, nothing will come of that either. Nothing's going to happen. They impeached Clinton, nothing happened. But I don't understand why there's people out there who are wishing this. They can't wait for the day to come where they can find out that President Trump colluded with Russia. Why would you want that? I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, if that were to come about, you know, if we were to find out, that would be a huge blemish and a huge embarrassment for all of us in this country. So why? I don't get it. Why do you guys want that? You tell me. You know, the comment section is always open. You guys tell me why it is so important to you to find that it's true that the president colluded with Russia. You tell me why it's so important for you to, you know. I understand you don't like the guy. I don't like the guy either. But I'm not going to deny that he's not doing a bad job as a president. I mean, there's really, he hasn't done a bad job. And if you don't like that, hearing that from me, I'm sorry, but the guy just hasn't done that bad of a job. He's done all right. I think that things are inflated. I think when the president talks about how our economy is booming, I think that is inflated by a long shot. As me and a friend of mine talked about it, the economy is doing better. That hasn't necessarily, even where the economy is doing better, has not necessarily reached a local level where a middle-class family could enjoy those perks. And then there's some people that are just delusional. I talked to one person who told me he claimed that he was getting an extra $200 a week in his paycheck because of the tax cuts. And I'm like, well, what are you making, fucking $100,000 a week or something? You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, people inflate a lot of things, and people they have delusions when they are so embedded in hatred, they can't see outside of it. You know, I've always kind of prided myself on being, when it comes to politics, being a true independent. Meaning that I listen to both sides of an issue that's important to me. A lot of the issues I don't even listen to because they're just not important to me. But the issues that are important to me, I listen to both sides, and I usually watch C-SPAN, watch what goes on in Congress on an issue, and I make my decision as to which side I support, and then that's, you know, then I start, I call my congressman, even though maybe it doesn't even make a difference, but I do that kind of stuff, and you know, I do try to participate in my own fate. And at this point in time, you know, it's not that I'm happy to have a Republican president. It's not even that I'm happy to have Donald Trump as our president. Although I'm very proud of the President of the United States. I'll never say anything less than that. And I'm proud to see people being patriotic again. And I've said this before, you know, during the 8 years of the Obama administration, President Obama did some good things, did some shitty things too. But he did do some good things. But throughout his administration, the whole vibe was like, we should all just be ashamed of ourselves for being American. And, since President Trump has taken office, I've seen a lot of patriotism. I've seen a lot of people proud to be American again, and I'm glad to see that, because every one of us should thank the stars above that we were born in this country. And I'm talking about my viewers, obviously, who were born in the United States. We should all thank our stars that we live here in the United States, because it's the greatest country in the world. It is absolutely the greatest country in the world. I've traveled, seen other countries. I'm not saying they were horrible by any means, but it's not the United States. And if you ever really want to get into that kind of conversation, talk to somebody who's immigrated to the United States legally. I have neighbors who have immigrated to the United States legally, and they are so happy to be here. Anytime I start getting down on the United States, I talk to him, and he's just like, you guys, you have no idea how good you have it. You guys have all these rights, right to this or right to that. He says, where I come from, you don't have a right to anything, So, anyway, yeah, so the whole Comey thing was just fucking stupid, really. It's a waste of time. In my opinion, the Democrats have wasted so much fucking time with whether it was stopping the president to help secure our border, or these fucking hearings, or whatever else. You know what? He's the president of the United States. Get the fuck over it, and please get back to work, because there are so many issues that we need to solve here in the United States. And it's going to take the Democrats, and it's going to take the Republicans, and it's going to take the independents like me. So, you know what? Get over it. Donald Trump is your president. Get over it. Get back to work. We got a lot to do. That's the Friday edition of this channel, the mediocre YouTube channel run by Detroit Wrecker. Until next time, peace out.